Dear friends, 470 days of war. First, I will like to quote Putin on blowing up of Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant dam. He says Kiev authorities, at suggestion of their Western curators, are still making a dangerous bet on escalation of hostilities, commit war crimes, openly use terrorist methods, organize sabotage on Russian territory. What I wanted you to hear is that he is talking about escalation of war, but this has been going on since long. So therefore, at this moment, the war escalation out of Ukraine doesn't seem to be a probability, though not impossible. So let us come down to the ground. In south, where the Ukrainian forces have carried out offensive in Zaporozhe direction, they launched another wave of attacks yesterday night and this early morning. One of the main battlefront is Orikho sector, where the situation seems to be stabilized at this moment and fight is on for Lobkov. The Ukrainian offensive is from Dnipro to Guliai with more than 6 battalions and other supplements. The attack is basically towards Kamensko, Orikho, Guliapol and other adjacent regions. The Ukrainian army, after having penetrated deep inside Zerebianki, moved towards Lobkov and almost 1 kilometer north of it, but were repulsed by the Russian army. In the meantime, Ukrainian army reserves are being brought in Kamensky and Stepo, and it is clear that they do not want to leave this major offensive in such a short time but will continue. Let us see what is the outcome. In the meantime, in Kherson, the large-scale flooding continues post disruption of or destruction of Kakhovka. As of now, in this southern major counter-offensive by the Ukrainians, they retain the initiative, even though they have faced huge loss of arms and ammunition and their manpower. The Russian army, unlike what happened earlier in Kharkov and Kherson region, holding the defensive despite heavy losses. In east on Artyomovsk front, the Ukrainian army continues its offensive in northwest and southwest of the city. But southwest Ukrainian army was repulsed by the Russians. Nonetheless, they managed to capture one of the forest belts, which is northwest of Klishchivka, which can be considered as an important location for Klishchivka's defense. In west, Kromov and Ivanivsky hold. The Russian Ministry of Defense has confirmed that settlement of Barkhivka or Barkhovka is completely under its Russian army. In north, situation remains as it was yesterday or a week back, and this is by and large the general situation of the war zones. Some other related informations. Former advisor to second president of Ukraine, Kuchma Oleg Suskin, said Zelensky can be overthrown in a failed counteroffensive. He further said that consequences of Kakhovka are larger than Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, during his visit to Tajikistan, said Russia is successful as a global leader in global movement to knock out the US tyrannical dominance over the globe. On protest front, France witnessed 14th time this year on 5th June where more than 281,000 rallied against pension reforms, while farmers' protests has started in Moldova against Ukrainian grains as they have flooded the market and Moldovan farmers are becoming paupers. Finally, 3 days of offensive and counter-offensive from both the sides have caused heavy casualties, destruction to both the sides, And if you really wonder why are we fighting this war, there is no cause except the hegemony of some superpowers. By the way, there are informations from Vuhledar also that in Donetsk region, the Ukrainian offensive was held back by the police special forces of DPR, that is OBTF, Cascade, because of their stubborn defenses. And that brings an end to my talk today. See you tomorrow, almost on the same time. Thank you.